Welcome to Nightlight. Step away from the mainstream and gather around as we enlighten the world and our realities and travel this cosmic journey we call life. Join us as we share with you and provide that beacon that can guide us all to a better way. Explore with us as we examine a metaphysical montage of spiritual insights, covering everything from the mundane to the magical, UFOs to unicorns, and everything in between. This is a time of awakening, of sharing and evolving, of spreading our wings and soaring on the cosmic breath of creation. Come and join with other light-minded spirits as we weave our lights together to seek understanding, enlightenment, and with a little luck, some wisdom. This is Nightlight, a reminder that you are never alone.
Welcome, everybody. Glad you could join me tonight. It's been an exciting time energetically all over the place here. So people are having problems in and out, and even Gregg is having a little bit of technical problems. So long as he's here, we'll keep going. And I'm sure that he's going to stick with us for the whole show. But it's just amazing. It is a time when energies are all over the place and messing up things like computers and televisions and cell phones. So I don't think it's aliens. I think it's cosmic energy. I know there have been sun flares, so that they probably have affected all of this. And, just the energy of going from summer into fall, moving into winter. So we've got a lot of stuff going on. And I would think that if any of you are feeling kind of out of sorts or kind of energetically drained, it's very appropriate for the time. I don't think you're sick. I think that you're just feeling the energy that's going on in the country and the world, for that matter. And it is a little crazy and a little unsettling, and frankly, it's very inconvenient. I would like everything to be peaceful and calm so that we could all kind of glide into whatever is coming. But we don't have that options, so we're going to have to deal with it. Just a reminder to those of you who want to have readings, if you put your request in capitals, Gregg will have an easier time finding you. He will do his very best to keep everything in order. It can get a bit confusing sometimes, but he's not doing the readings, so he should be fine with it all. He's fast becoming an expert co-host, which is kind of cool to see. He's going to have to change his resume very shortly and include that on his website to all of the other wonderful things that he does. So who's first, Gregg?
Okay, we have up first Bryn Durham. She says, "Hi, Barbara. I would like a general reading. Thank you."
Fantastic. Okay. It looks like it's a very interesting time for you for the next 12 months. It feels like there's a lot of energy going into a lot of new directions. So I feel that it's not going to be the kind of period that you can glide through. You're going to be working very hard. I see the necessity to roll your sleeves up and really get to work in many new areas. It's almost as though you've kind of glided for a while, and this is going to be a 12-month time in which I feel that there's a lot of work you're going to be doing, all of which is very beneficial, all of which is exciting and not stressful, but is going to take a lot of energy. So do make sure that you've got your vitamins in line and things like that. Look to make sure that you get plenty of sleep. Make sure you drink plenty of water, because those two things are very important to you in the times that are yet to come. It's a time when creativity opens up a lot for you. You're going to be moving in new directions and opening up new channels of creative energy that you have sort of put on the sideboard, and you're not really drawing upon yet. But as you get to the end of the month, and we are close to getting there, you're going to find that there are demands on your energy that are going to pull you into some new creative energies, directions. As you hit the November timeframe, here's where it's almost as though, as the year is coming to a close, you're going to take time and kind of let go of things that you no longer have to carry in your energetic field, whether it's anger or frustration or disappointment or whatever. It does feel as though you're letting go of things. You're decluttering your emotional field, and it's going to take the entire month for you. Not that you have a lot, but it's going to take the month for you to kind of really look at things carefully and let go of what has not benefited you, supported you, and helped you to move in the new directions that you want to move in. As you hit December, there's the sense here of opening new channels to spirit. Of it feels like your crown chakra is opening, so you may find in the December timeframe possibly minor headaches and things like that. Nothing to be seriously worried about, but if you are, um, check it out with a doctor. But I feel strongly that there is the sense here of you opening up new areas of expertise and wonder and interest in your internals, and you're going to find that it's a little unsettling as you get into a new balance and move forward in new directions in new areas. January has laughter, joy, and celebration. It feels like it's a celebratory time for you, and that it feels you're very excited about new endeavors that you're getting into, new areas that are kind of drawing you in. And it does feel as though, without you looking for change or looking for something new, it will come to you before you ever, get upset and want to do something different. It feels like you have an amazing energy about you that is drawing new challenges to you very beautifully. And so long as you keep your creative energy flowing, these new insights and these new wisdoms and these new opportunities are going to keep flowing to you very easily. As you hit February, there's a sense here of you have the freedom to move and make changes in your life. Please understand that because you have free will, that doesn't mean you can get away with anything. Whatever changes you make, whatever new directions you choose to go in, it appears that you will have to pay the consequences of whatever those changes and shifts are. It doesn't feel like there's anything horrible or disastrous here. It just means that there are changes that you're going to be making, and they will have repercussions in your life as you go along. As you hit April, no, as you hit March, there's a sense of kind of playing it, I doubt it, with yourself in some ways. It's almost as though you are sure of the choices that you've made. You're positive about them, but it feels as though there is this element of playing it, I doubt it, with yourself. And I can tell you exactly when that's going to be. It's going to be between the 10th and the 20th of the month. Once you're through those 10 days, you're going to be just fine. There won't be any more doubt, and you'll certainly be able to flow forward in a much easier flow pattern, whatever you want to call it. As you get into April, you're evolving into a new sense of understanding the purpose, the direction, and the ways that you're going to impact this reality. You're evolving into a greater spiritual understanding of the purpose of this lifetime, which is very exciting. And it does feel as though you're looking for ways to expand upon those energies and to draw more to you so that you can impact society as a whole more greatly with the creative energies that you've got inside of you. As you hit the May timeframe, continuity of spirit here, you're flowing very nicely. It does feel that there is change here. There may be a relocation of some sort coming up. May not, it doesn't feel like it's in May, but it does feel like you are looking to move, to change, to grow, to stretch yourself in new directions. I keep seeing mountains here, so I don't know. Not that you're going to climb them necessarily, but I see mountains. So it's a hilly landscape that I'm looking at. As you hit the June timeframe, there's duality of spirit here. It feels as though there are new people coming into your life. It does feel as though there's the possibility of new partnerships, relationships coming your way as you hit the June timeframe, and these can be both personal and work related. It feels as though you'll find people that have similar insights and belief systems as you do, and so you're going to find that there are more people around you that have the same kind of creative spiritual drive that you have. Should be quite exciting, actually, because you've been more or less independent for quite a while. As you get into the July timeframe, there's spiritual support here, almost as though if you the element, it's the guardian angel card, and while I don't exactly believe in guardian angels, I believe that we have our own power inside of us that can support us in a spiritual way. But more often than not, people prefer to say a guardian angel is on my shoulder and helping me out. It's the spirit within. It's all you, but you're going to feel like there is absolute spiritual guidance here, and there absolutely is. It's just it's not an angel. It's the own spirit. It's your own spirit that you carry within. But you can call it your guardian angel if you want. You're gonna feel the impact of the support and the direction that is being shared with you. So if you call it whatever you want, there's celestial, there's spiritual insight and support that comes to you in a very special way in the month of July. August holds new harmony here. Music comes in here. Music's very important to you. However you play, however you use it within your life, continue and expand on it, because there's a special quality of harmony of music within you that comes from past lifetimes. And it feels as though it's around you, it surrounds you. And if you play an instrument, certainly continue and flow with it. But it does feel as though the element of music is very, very important. You write poetry. Play with your poetry. Your poetry could be put to music. As you come into the September timeframe, new healing energy, a lot of unique tendencies coming in here. Your hands feel very warm. If you've ever thought of or considered learning some form of Reiki or hands-on healing, I would look into it. It does feel as though your hands, when they get warm, when they tingle, if you're not doing any form of healing, then sit down and write, because there is the element here of being able to channel spiritual energy into what you're writing or what you're doing. Having fingers that tingle is really a very exciting thing. It's a lot of fun to work with, and magic can happen when you recognize it and have found a way to actually energize it. Okay, that's it for now.
Okay.
Okie dokie.
All right. I'm still here, so that's a good thing.
Yeah.
All right. Next up, we have Joan. And Joan says, "Hi, Barbara. It's been a long time. I would love a reading from you, please."
Absolutely. Okay. Excuse me. Pollen has gotten to me, so I do apologize, but I will croak as long as I can. I tell you, I should be living in a desert someplace, but I probably be allergic to sand or something. Okay, Joan. You are a healer. You've been a healer in many past lifetimes. So that element flows into this lifetime and takes on new directions, new ways of dealing with people and situations. You have there's an empathetic feel to you, so that so that the empathy that you have enables you to touch other people's lives in a very special, unique, unusual way. Please be aware that because you are so insightful, because you are so open to other people's energy, that you have to make sure that you don't take their issues onto you, so that when someone is sharing with you, make sure that you shield yourself and you don't take on their problems. You can listen to them, you can help them to solve their problems, you can be compassionate and sharing of whatever is going on with them. But you're the element of empathy is a tough one to deal with, because you tend to take on other people's problems, and then it's tough for you to get on with your own life and your own situations. But again, that element of you are a healer. You have healed people in past lives. You have done hands-on healing. You have done healing with words. You've done healing with sound. You've found many different unique ways to facilitate healing in other people, often without them actually realizing that you were a part of it. So do be aware of that quality that you carry within you this lifetime. That doesn't mean that you necessarily have to set yourself up as a healer, because you're going to heal people anyhow. So you don't have to actually call yourself one. You are one. As you get into the November timeframe, there's a new flow of energy within you and around you, so that you're going to feel that magnetism that you have within you that will draw people to you who need to have to be listened to, who need to have someone to be compassionate for them for a time. You're going to find that there's a new flow of energy here, and it does feel as though there's a greater strength within you than you have ever had before. So you're gonna definitely feel the energy as it flows through you, and it surrounds you, and it will be drawing new people to you for the whole year. It's going to be very interesting. Some will be in need of healing, some will just want to share, and some will be people that you can actually draw energy from and learn and grow spiritually. As you hit the December timeframe, it's a time in which you need to take a good look at where you're going, of the direction that your life is going in, looking for the spiritual threads that flow through everything that you do. It does feel as though there's new insight and new intention, and it does feel as though you have a wonderful connection to the spirit that you carry within, and it does feel as though you are going to be moving in new directions that really at this moment in time you don't even anticipate. As you get into the January timeframe, there's a sense here that you're letting go of some of the past and allowing yourself to flow with greater freedom into the future. You're letting go of past things that you have completed, and you have no need to maintain a connection to. It's a time to move forward. It's a time to let go of the past. I mean, certainly you don't let go of all of the past, but you let go of those things that you really have completed, that there's no more you can do for or with situations. It's going to be a time of decluttering. It's going to be a time of letting go. It looks like it's a really cool time for you, because it feels as though you're almost feeling so much lighter that you could fly. Don't try, unless it's in an airplane. February has a time in which you're making new choices for new directions. I feel strongly that you're moving into a higher echelon of spiritual understanding of what you carry within you and how you apply it to your reality. It does feel as though the element of healing is here, but also the element of creative expression that can in many ways carry a message of healing without actually even being healing, whether it's in artwork of some sort, whether it's in writing. The element of healing is so much a part of everything you say and do, that healing energy flows from all your pores. It's really kind of cool. As you hit March, it's a time where your crown chakra opens even further than it is now. It's a time when you are taking a look at how to implement some of the power that you have within you. And that's spiritual power, that's healing power, that's wisdom power. And it does look as though this energy in the March timeframe is one in which you're opening yourself up to you've got that channel to the spirit within that portal that's open, so that what flows through you, from you, comes from a higher spiritual level than your physical being. So it is a very exciting time for you, and it feels as though you're gonna surprise yourself greatly, and probably some of those around you as well. As you hit April, there's a sense here of working harder at completing things that you started a long time ago. I feel strongly that you are in some way moving into a new, I want to say a new age, but it's not exactly a new age as much as it's a new level of comprehension and understanding of the spiritual energies that are around you and how you apply them to your reality. There's a lot of work going on here, and I feel strongly that, among other things, you are shifting and changing the place that you live, and quite possibly thinking of moving into a new direction for your residence. It looks very exciting, actually. There's two new people coming into your life, especially in the April-May timeframe. They have the potential of being partners of either a professional or a romantic type of partnership. It does feel as though these people coming into your life, and don't try to buttonhole anybody, because otherwise you'll make a mistake. But it does feel as though there are new people. There are at least two, possibly six new people coming into your life that are more spiritually connected or spiritually aware than a lot of the people that you've had around you to this point in time. As you get into June, there's laughter, joy, and celebration. This is a time when it's so exciting. It feels as though there are parties all over the place, as though there is or are some very big reasons for celebration here. And as you move into the July timeframe, you've got spiritual guidance, spiritual energy all around you. It's almost as though you're going through an initiation of sorts, a feeling of dropping away of some of the energy that you've gathered that no longer is useful to you this lifetime. So you're letting go. It's almost like Phoenix rising energy, just letting go of the heaviness that you've taken, that you've carried to this point in time. And in letting go of it, you have a lightness of spirit. You begin to have a more joyful approach to life. And it does feel as though there's a greater sense of lightness about you, within you. As you get into the August timeframe, there's new harmony in your life. It feels as though things are blending beautifully. It feels that there are several groups that you're a part of that are making changes within the environment and the area that you live in. I don't want to say globally yet, but it does feel as though you are connecting to global energetics here, to global and then cosmic energetics here as you get into the month of August. September has creative energy flowing, deeply through you. I feel strongly that there are new creative endeavors that you're opening to. And when I talk about creative endeavors, it's important that you be as creative as possible. But you don't have to be good at it. You just have to get joy from it. And what I'm seeing here is that there are things that you're trying on that you've always wanted to try. Some of them you'll be really good at, and some of them you won't be, but that's okay. So long as you're having a good time, you get the spiritual brownie points from it. And as you get into next October, you're evolving into a new focus on life, a new choice of life, a new element of life that you haven't touched into before. It looks very, very exciting. Hope you keep in touch so we know what this all is about. Okay, that's it.
All right. Okay. Well, speaking of that, well, first of all, we have a couple of comments. Bryn said, "Thank you very much." Thank you so much, Barbara. Also, this is actually energy shifter from last week. I just thought I'd bring this up because she mentioned the day after my reading last week, a friend sent me a reel on crafting a resume. I laughed when I read at the top of his sample resume, Gregg resume. All right, last week you mentioned Gregg, and then he said, "I don't think it's me."
Oh,
Remember?
I do. Oh my gosh.
Gregg, and she just she brought that in. And pretty amazing, right? So
Save that one.
I didn't recognize her name at first, and then she said that talk about energy, YouTube flipping things that changed her name. And the universe is making her laugh. So I just thought I'd share that before we went to the next reader.
Wow.
Yeah, pretty cool. Confirmation.
Yeah.
Okay, so now we have Ellen. Ellen started by saying, "Hi, Barbara. I'm a big fan of the way you read." And then she said, "Can I have a reading, please? What will the rest of 2025 be like for me?"
Well, that would be November and December. But we can start with November. No, I want to start with the central card. The next 12 months will certainly be exciting months for you. This is one of those things, as the cards are lining up here, that I would say, good idea to have a journal of some sort. And it doesn't have to be elegant, and it doesn't have to be, when I tell people to journal, people think, oh my God, I can't write. But the reality is you can list things that happen or thoughts you've had. And, it's not, you're not going to publish it as a book. It's just a reminder of things that you've picked up on, learned, whatever. And so what I'm seeing here is that you're coming to you're entering a new realm, a new level of light that you can work with, a new, it's like you've graduated in some ways. And so what you've got here is you've been through what I would call an initiation process. Probably the last little while has been a little unsettling for you, because as you move forward here, there's a sense of greater understanding of not only yourself and the impact you have on not only your reality but the people around you, but there's a greater understanding of a purpose and the direction of the lessons that you've had that have flowed to you and through you. So that November is going to be a time in which you kind of sit back and think, whoa, that was impressive. That was weird. I learned so much. And now I see, I may have struggled through something and felt it a difficulty, but I really grew so much and I learned so much. And I'm so much wiser and insightful than I was before, so that November is an enlightening time for you. And it does feel as though you're going to reflect back on a lot of other situations that happened over the last 12 months and realize that it's all been a refining process to a lot of aspects that you have within you. As you hit December, it's the element of a time of new beginnings, of fresh starts. So it does feel as though you're more or less, I almost want to say, you're making plans for the next 12 months. And if I were you, I would get a calendar and I would sort of plug in things that are important for you to do and remember. Make sure that you do the pie shape plan. You take a pie shape, a circle, and divide it into quarters and then eighths. each section of it, have it be a part of your life, whether it is business, whether it is sleep, whether it is relaxation, whether it is reading, whether it is athletic endeavors, whether it is working with your partner or spending time with your partner or children, and make sure that there is part your life is in that pie plate, and keep that pie plate and keep track and make sure that you don't ignore some of the parts of your life, because when you ignore parts of your life, your life starts to spiral out of control. So you have to bring yourself back into balance. As you get into December, here's where I'm seeing you paying attention to making sure that your life is in balance. Yeah, I mean, I'm as guilty as the next person. I will forget that I'm supposed to be doing something else and spend 10 or 12 hours on the computer, and then, I've forgotten to do a lot of other things I should have done. So try to make sure you stay in balance. In the past, you've done that. You've sort of lopsided your life. This is going to be a year in which it's important for you to be in balance, and it does feel like this new beginnings, fresh starts out right in December, and as you move into January, there's the spotlight falls upon you. It's almost as though people are paying attention to what you're saying, to what you're doing, and they're not spying on you. They're appreciative of what you're doing and impressed by how well you're doing them. And this isn't just work, this is in relationships as well. It feels as though you are taking a new, you're paying more attention to relationships of all sort, and you're making sure that you are 100% in the relationship. You are not just, kind of letting it dangle someplace. You spend time listening and sharing. It does feel as though this new energy you seem to have does bring light into your life and makes you a lighter person. Not talking weight, talking energy and how you address other people and how you work with other people, but people are paying attention to you. There is a light on you, and it illuminates how well you're doing in connection with other people and your reality and your family unit. I feel that as you get into the February timeframe, there's new energy here. There's someone around you, someone close to you, is going to, in the February timeframe, get pregnant. Notice I said close to you. I did not say you. But someone close to you is going to get pregnant. It's going to be a very big shock, good surprise to everybody. February also has new energy as far as healing modalities go and creative modalities. It feels like you're getting a lot more creative in new areas of your life. Very important. As you get into the March timeframe, here's where the law of karma comes in. So it's kind of interesting. In the March timeframe, it does feel as though you are being the recipient of a lot of positive feedback from past lives. So you're going to have people gifting you with sometimes time, sometimes energy, sometimes gifts that you don't expect. And what it is it's a return for things that you've done or said or been in past lifetimes, and make sure that this good fortune is something you turn around and pay forward, so that in another lifetime you can have the same type of really cool experience. And that's by doing things that other people don't expect. It's gifting people with your time and energy. It's gifting the universe with your insight and wisdom, and it's sharing more of yourself outside than ever before. As you come into the April timeframe, I wish I could put months down, so I have to. Anyhow, March timeframe, it does feel as though there is a lot of study, a lot of books, a lot of wisdom seeking here. It feels as though you're reaching into lots of new areas of study, of expression, of interest. And it feels as though there are new areas that are suddenly becoming interesting to you that you never thought that you would get into. I recently started watching college football. I never watched football before, but these things happen when the shifts come like this for you. I'm not saying you're going to watch football, but I am saying that you're going to find new areas to research, new areas to stretch into, new areas to investigate and learn more about. It's almost as though you're putting yourself through school on a whole new level. And it's very exciting because it does feel as though you're suddenly fascinated by elements of life and history that never interested you before, but now you can't get enough of them. And my term, it looks like you've mugged a bookstore is definitely here, although it could be on the computer, but it feels like books and wisdom and interest and things like that are very important to you, and you get really, really involved in looking into history, and not only just history, but the potential of what the future holds for humanity as a whole. As you get into the May timeframe, unity of focus, you're taking care of yourself. Here's where this is a month in which taking care of yourself is very important, whether you do massages or pedicures or take time out to meditate or sign up for a course you want to take. It's you time. May is the time where you take care of yourself. You do things for yourself that you might not have done otherwise. It's a time to remember that you have to be kind to yourself as well as other people as well. Excuse me. June has the element of love coming into your life on many different levels in many different ways. Do understand that love is a big thing. And I'm not necessarily saying it's a relationship, but it could be. But the element of love of the planet, of humanity is very big here. And it feels as though you're looking into taking part in helping people out who are in need, that there's a sense of service here that is done compassionately with love, which is really quite profound and very exciting. As you hit the July timeframe, here's where you start to pull all the pieces together that you've become fragmented, it appears, just slightly, and you're now pulling pieces together and recreating a greater whole around you than you've had before. You're making attachments of the different areas that you've been looking into, and they help you to understand the new directions you're going to be going in. In the August timeframe, there's a sense here of balance and justice. It feels as though you're signing legal papers of some sort. I don't think you're being sued, but it does feel as though there's a sense here of bringing balance into your life, as though you have been out of balance for a while and you're finally bringing balance back into your life and getting yourself on a smoother pattern of movement forward. I feel strongly that you may have been giving so much of yourself out to other people, you lost your own balance. So pay attention to taking care of yourself as well as the other people around you. As you hit September, there's work here. It feels as though you're working in new directions and new avenues, and that there are new opportunities for you to move into. So there may be a professional change here of some sort. It doesn't feel radical. So something may open up where you are now and allow you to move into a new element or new area. If you have to learn a new technique or technique, if you have to learn something new in order to stretch yourself, that's wonderful, because the more you learn, the faster you grow, the more the the more important you are to whoever you're working with, and the more valuable you are to wherever you're working. So I do feel that there is the potential of moving here. And I do feel that as you hit the October timeframe next year, there is this sense of healing and letting go. And it's funny with this healing, I'm seeing you no longer saying, I can't, because it feels to me as though you always will be, you can. It's I'm seeing you saying I can't in order to not attempt to stretch yourself. And now I'm seeing you saying I can do that. It'll take a while and I'll learn it, but I can do that. You're healing a part of yourself that has slowed you down for years, and that element is no longer there. So you can't say I can't anymore. You have to say I'll try, because you're going to succeed in almost everything you do. So the bigger the step, the bigger the growth, the more the excitement, and the greater the challenge. But you're up to it. There's wonderful stuff coming your way. Okie doke.
Okay.
Yeah, I like that. Don't say I can't. Just say I will. And then do it.
All right. Joan said, thank you very much. So much, Barbara. It all sounds so excited. Lots of hearts.
I like hugs.
Hearts are good. Next up is Abby Lynn. And Abby says, hi, Barbara. I would love a reading and want to know if there are any messages about romance for me.
Well, any message about romances? Romance for you. Wow, look at all those guys. Those are cute guys. Sorry. Well, if there's a picture, I look at it. Romances. Wow. I'm just umming because it's not that I'm not seeing anything. It's that what I'm trying to figure out how to say this. You are full of love. There is no doubt about it. And you give love unconditionally everywhere. When somebody is as loving as you are, they will attract people who need love, and you end up with sometimes with people that need love more than they want to give love. I feel strongly that you are the kind of person that will attract people who are needy, and because of that, finding a partner, it's very, very hard. I often tell people that you have to become the kind of person you want in order to attract that person to you. And that's the case here. I would say that finding a greater balance in your life will enable you to radiate what you need to attract someone to you that is not needy, but who is in the same place you are. People like you. When looking for a partner, the partners are usually hiding out because they can't handle all the people coming to them for help. So I do feel that romance is definitely here for you, but you have to make sure that you're balancing yourself out first and not constantly helping others, but helping others help themselves. It's a tough thing. You are so compassionate and giving that you have to create that balance inside of yourself that knows when to stop and pull back and allow someone to take on their own healing process. You can't heal others, but you can share your energy with them so that they can see that they can take care of their own issues. I would say that there is romance here for you, but you have to be willing to, oh, here it is. You have to be willing. You have to learn how to take as well as give. It's going to be hard, but it's definitely here. So that in the next 12 months, you definitely will find that, but you're going to find it very hard to make sure you don't try to give too much and allow the other person to give to you. And don't be afraid to ask, because that's important too. Sometimes the people, that we attract are just, I was going to say something terrible about men, but I won't. Sometimes people don't know it's okay to ask for what they need. And I think if you become that kind of person that you can say, this is what I need, then the other person is off the hook and can either give it to you or not. And then you know if there's a give and take. So what you've got going on here is that you are at a time when you are beginning a new, I almost want to say it's a new phase of life, a new level of life, a new element of life. It's almost as though you've come to a new stage. And what's going on here is you're learning how to become a different person, just as good and kind and wonderful. But there's the element of understanding what makes you who you are and how you're impacting other people. You have, as you get into the November timeframe, getting to know yourself better, getting to know what you need. Everybody wants romance, but you have to understand what it is about the romance that you need. What is your love language? How do you feel loved and wanted and needed and all of that? It's a really cool thing. I think there's a book out there on that, and I haven't read it yet, but I do feel that you are at a place in time where there's a new you here. And because there's a new you, how people see you and relate to you is going to change as well. And I reiterate, yes, there is romance coming, but you have to be ready for it. And let it come to you. Don't go looking for it, because it's kind of like if you're looking for it, sometimes it can come to your doorstep and you're out looking somewhere else. So let it come to you. It will come to you. As you hit the December timeframe, there's unity of focus here. It feels like you are getting your act together, so to speak. It's almost like December is a time frame where you're almost with a checklist of what you want to do, when you want to do it, how you want to do it. And there's nothing wrong with a checklist. Just don't set it in concrete. Be able to move things from page to page. You have Phoenix rising energy here in the February timeframe. That's reborn out of the ashes of the old. That's coming into new understanding of yourself, this dimension, and how you are going to go forward in time. Feels to me as though this is a whole new time frame for you. You're kind of letting go of old habits, and you're allowing yourself to have healthier, stronger ones as you get into the month of January. And it's a very exciting time for you. I feel that there may be a lot of changes for you here too. You may find yourself changing your taste in decoration and in clothing, and you may change your hair, and you may do a whole bunch of big changes here in January, almost like you're inventing a new you to visit the new year as it's coming. As you hit the February timeframe, good flow of energy here. It feels as though you feel on track, and that's really a cool feeling for you. You feel as though you've got things moving, things are flowing, and things are coming to you in new and unusual ways, which are really fascinating for you. As you move into the March timeframe, here's a time of new balance. Here's a time of letting go of, I almost feel like you're selling stuff here in March. It's almost like there's selling, there's letting go of things, and I don't know if it's tag sales or what, but you're selling, you're not getting rid of everything, of course, but you're selling stuff. And it's exciting because it feels as though it's creating a new balance in your life, which is really very exciting. As you hit the April timeframe, you're discovering new truths about yourself. You're discovering um, you're discovering the element that's here is universal truth, and it does feel as though you're getting to a time here where you are um, being more truthful with yourself about yourself, and you're finding that there are new truths around you. Now, I'm not talking people. I'm talking the environment you're living in. So you're coming to an understanding of the truth about a lot of the environment and the world around you, and some of it's disappointing, and some of it is aha. So you have a greater understanding of what's impacting your reality and how you're going to move forward in time. As you hit the May time frame, a lot of spirituality here, almost as though you are becoming more and more evolved with the developing of the spiritual aspects of your life. That's not taking classes. That's reading and researching and practicing, meditating and stretching yourself, and of course, getting creative so that you can bring the energy in to fuel these changes that are happening in your life. Spirit is very strong here. It feels as though there is almost an epiphany. You have a greater understanding of not only the spiritual, but you're moving into a more cosmic understanding of the journey of your spirit through time and space. So it's a time where there are revelations that you come upon, many aha moments here, and it's very exciting. As you hit the June timeframe, you have Piscean energy here. So you're pulling pieces of all aspects of your life that are special together, and you're creating a new whole. And this does flow with the Phoenix rising energy here that has been around as well, so that you're in many ways reinventing yourself, giving yourself the opportunity to expand in new and greater directions than ever before. Where once you may have thought you had limited potential, now you realize you have unlimited potential, and it's yours to claim and reach for. New foundations are being laid in the month of July. It's almost as though you are coming to a time where there are new beginnings for fresh starts, and home looks like it changes. Home, you either are seriously considering moving, or you're seriously considering making changes to the home that you're living in now, because I'm hearing, and I don't feel there's a fire or anything like that. It just feels like there's expansion, there's stretching. I hear hammering, I smell plasterboard and paint, and I a lot of laughter. It feels as though there's a lot of laughter in the month of July, as though there's a lot of sharing going on here, and there's a lot of excitement within and around the home. September has you setting things in motion to move in new directions. It's a time in which you're kind of taking a look, like I do in September. I booked the whole next year. You're taking the next year. It feels like you've got the calendar, and you're putting birthdays in and special occasions, and you're weaving in the other times that you want to spend doing other things too. So you have your whole next year all laid out in the month of September. And you get into next October, there's the threshold card, which is, a more cosmic expansion of the spiritual gifts that you already have. Should be a very fascinating, exciting time for you. Next year, October, is going to be a time in which you come to a greater understanding and insight into the potential of the spirit that you carry within. Looks interesting. Okie doke. Keep us posted. Yeah, I hope all of you who get readies keep me posted, so at least I know we're hitting stuff here.
Yeah. All right. Well, Ellen, that you read before, said thank you. You gave me so much to look forward to. So
Oh, you're so welcome.
then, talking about coming back and letting you know, Jaketic is back from last week. Just to say hello, Barbara and Greg. I loved my reading last week. So I'm all set. I just wanted to come and give a like, and enjoy listening to other readings. So,
oh, thank you.
There too. All right, and
I'm still stuck on Gregg.
Yeah, well, that was pretty cool too. So we're getting feedback and people coming back to let you know.
Yeah, they do.
Abby said thank you. And next up is Deb. Let me get her. I'm glad she gave us her name because otherwise it's Dead Armadillo 45. And she said, hi, Barbara. I'd love to know what that's about. But hi, Barbara. Would love Thanks, Deb.
Dead Armadillo. That's so cool. Yeah. When we think about our names when we're doing things like this, sometimes they're quite unique. Okay, Deb. It does feel here as though you are at a place where you've planted both your feet on the ground and you've decided that home, the body wherein you dwell, is very special. And it does feel as though you are more at home within yourself now than you ever have been before. I feel strongly that you've been working very hard on yourself, and that you are at a time where you are beginning to reach into new areas and elements of life that you had never thought that you would be tapping into. It feels to me here as we move into, going to go into November, excuse me. November is a time where you're creating new foundations. You're creating a new platform to work from. You're expanding yourself. You're expanding your talents and your gifts and your uniqueness so that you have greater potential for moving in new directions as you get into the new year. And I do feel you will be. There's a definite intent that you want to, and you will move into new aspects of life. And it does feel as though career has more creative energy in it than you had anticipated. But there is definitely this aspect of a new foundation that is enabling you to grow in new directions, almost as though you've completed a course of study of some sort, or you're moving into new elements of talents and gifts that you have not utilized before. And as you get into December, there's a sense here of a unity of focus, because it does feel that where in the past you may have been a little bit, I don't know where I'm going, I don't know what I'm doing, but as you hit December, you have that feeling of being grounded and knowing the direction that you need to go, almost as though Spirit has finally let you in on a secret as to a direction that would be appropriate for you to move in. It does feel as though you're coming to a time in December where you're looking at the future and deciding that you want to make changes, and you are going to make those changes in the year to come. It's almost as though you understand that you have the power to make the changes in your life, to move into the direction that you feel you want to go in and grow in. As you hit the January timeframe, a lot of talents, a lot of gifts, a lot of new directions and elements of you are coming forward here, almost as though you've unlocked a door where you have been holding a lot of the gifts that you have within, kind of not hostage, but not allowing them to take part in your life as greatly and as much as they are going to in the year to come. A sense of your intuition, your spiritual aspects, the healing qualities that are here as well, the wisdom that you brought forward in time through many past lifetimes, and it's almost as though you're allowing these gifts, these talents, these gifts that you've carried to finally become a part of your physical reality, so that the totality of who you are is so greatly enriched. It's really profound. People are going to wonder um, what brought all these changes out in you, and I think it was just that it was time, and you were ready to move forward as you move into the February timeframe. There's a sense here of this is kind of cute. There are several things that you've always wanted to try, but never thought you would do it or have the time. And I feel it's not a bucket list. It's sort of things that you wanted to try on to see if they fit, and you're going to actually make a list. But it's not a bucket list. I'm going to be extreme here and give you um, like skydiving, but I'm not seeing skydiving. I'm seeing aspects of things, that you wanted to try, whether they're creative things or whether they're physical things like running a marathon or whatever. And again, I'm not saying that's here, but there are lots of things that you always said, I've always wanted to try that and never did. One of the things on my checklist that I haven't tried yet is learning how to play the piano. So that those are for instances, not requirements. But what you're doing is you're taking a look at those things that you haven't tried yet, and you're going to start trying them. You're going to be putting them down someplace and saying, it won't hurt to take a class or so to see if this would work for me or not. And again, you don't have, so long as you have fun, that's the important thing. If you're having fun, then go for it. It's wonderful. As you hit the March timeframe, he knows. As you hit the March timeframe, you're bringing a new balance back into your life. You're having more fun, and it's funny. I see, all of these cards are suggesting that you haven't let yourself have as much fun as was available to you, and I feel you coming out of a shell and having more fun with life as a whole, and growing and learning and stretching yourself. The element of learning is here throughout the entire 12 months. And it's kind of interesting because it's not going back to school, but it's learning new modalities. It's stretching yourself into new areas and growing and allowing yourself to enjoy and celebrate the element of stretching yourself. You haven't really stretched a lot in the last, and it does feel as though this year is going to be one of stretching. As you hit the April timeframe, spirituality is here. It's almost as though while you've been involved in it and it's a part of your life, it's going to become a greater part of your life. It's going to be a part of your life that you pay attention to. You pay attention to the coincidences and the synchronicities, and those are the parts. Those are the way that the spirit within talks to you, gives you signals, and helps to guide you through a lot of the changes that are coming up. And it feels as though you're going to start writing them down and paying attention to them. And the more attention you pay to them, and write them down, the more you anchor them within reality, and the more the spirit within is able to communicate with you new directions and new areas for you to reach into. There's a good flow of continuity as you get into the May timeframe. Here's where it feels like everything is just cruising along and cruising. There's a possible cruise. Just look for it. I'm not sure where it is, but it does feel like you have the potential of a cruise. Anyhow, things are flowing along, and it does feel as though there is a sense here of redoing a lot of the area of where you live, refreshing it, bringing more light into it, bringing more color into it. And it does feel as though, and I'm feeling more solid colors than I am, you know, weird colors. I'm feeling more solid colors. And it does feel as though there is a sense here of understanding how colors affect you emotionally and how colors can help you to move through difficulties and how colors can bring you greater insight and wisdom. It's your whole house may be a rainbow, but it may be um, that I feel you need color around you more is what this is coming to. As you hit the June timeframe, here's where time you need to take care of yourself. It's time when you need to get away. I feel that there's an element here of needing to be away and allowing yourself to just sit and listen, whether it's to the birds sing or the waves crash on the shore or whatever. But it does feel as though you need at least a weekend away, maybe more, to kind of get in touch with yourself more and listen to yourself and make lists and possibly write stuff. It feels as though there's an element of writing here that you're very talented with, and if you let yourself channel and write, it's another way the spirit can talk to you. Just make sure it's not your ego talking to you. And the way you know it's not your ego, if you're doing creative writing, if you're doing channeled writing, the way you know it's channeled is that it never tells you what to do or how to do it. It will give you philosophy. It will give you insight. If you think you're channeling and you're getting, things like, oh, thou child of spirit, or, coming from the stars or whatever, you should do this or you should do that, or do this and do that, or take this or take that. That's your ego talking. Your spirit would never tell you what to do. It would give you philosophy and suggestions, and you would take that and then evolve that into what your reality is. But there is channeled reading here, and just make sure that it passes the test of, is this the ego or the spirit? Sometimes the ego gets very pretty, but it's not appropriate. There have been a number of times I really thought I had written something gorgeous, only to figure out that it wasn't. It was my ego. It wasn't my spirit. As you move into the July timeframe, here's new beginnings, fresh starts. Here's where I see you taking on new direction. Here's where, if you're going to change or switch, you may well switch professions to a degree. And here's where there's a major switch of the switch. It feels like you're moving in new directions, creatively and spiritually speaking. So doors are opening for you. You're allowing yourself to utilize different modalities to expand the spirit that is within, to enable it to impact your reality to a greater degree. August is a time where you're setting things in motion. It feels like in August you're going to be doing a lot of internal checking of things and how you want them to happen, labeling things, making lists of things internally that won't actually manifest until after the first of the year. As you get into September, here's Phoenix rising energy, major changes within your reality, major changes within you. And yet it only opens the portal to greater spiritual energy to manifest all of the fun that you've had up to this point and put it into work in your reality in order to bring more wisdom and abundance into your life. As you get into the October timeframe next year, there's again the threshold card, moving you into new aspects of reality and the journey each lifetime towards what end we can only guess at. But the journey through time, the journey through lifetimes is not a journey back. It's a journey forward. I feel strongly that there's a sense here of understanding the spirit within you to a far higher degree than you ever imagined, and that there is your dreams are going to be far more profound as you get into the October timeframe next year. Keep track of them. They give you messages. Your spirit has all different sorts of ways of communicating with you. Listen. Okay, that's it.
Okay. Wow. All right. Next up is Enlightenment 8793. And she says, "Hi, Barbara. May I respectfully request a reading on my pathway towards remembering my true self?" Interesting.
Okay. Well, just remember my true self. Okay. Your true self is not a person. Your true self is an etheric form that is a part of the soul of all creation. It is a seed of that universal oneness, ultimate love, unconditional love that has been traveling through time. Time is a human element that has been traveling through dimensions and space for eons. And it is true, absolute 100% love. Now, in order for that love, that element, that seed to learn and to grow, it needs to take on physicality to experience physical sensations, because as an etheric being, it has no form, it has no physicality. So it takes on avatars. Our human bodies are an example of the kind of avatar it has taken over time. The purpose of the physical is to experience love on a physical plane, all the emotions that are physical, that humans do experience. And I mean, among them are anger and grief and all of them. And with each lifetime, another level, another aspect, another form of experience is stowed away, carried within the seed, the lifetime, the love that is within you is the wisdom of the ages and the philosophies and the theories and all of the thought processes that have happened since the beginning. So that in order to be more balanced, that seed of life, that seed of light, that seed of love that you are, has been gathering information to balance itself out and to grow beyond whatever the limitations of space are out there at some point in time. Now, your true self is easily connected to, because it is carried within, and it does communicate with the physicality, so that as we grow and we spiritually understand what's there, that seed that rests within you does not rest within the physicality, but it does communicate through the physicality. And but it rides the body through a lifetime after lifetime after lifetime after lifetime. And so your true self is etheric. And everyone's spirit, seed, whatever, over millions of incarnations is different and unique and special, and is utilizing the core, the true, absolute, unconditional love, manifests and works in new and different ways. So remembering that spirit is easy once you connect to it. And you do that through meditation. You do that through meditation, especially, but understanding that meditation takes on all forms. And everyone's will be unique. But once you have connected to that, once you have crossed that portal and been able to connect to the spirit that is within, you can draw energy from it. You can draw wisdom from it. It will, in many ways, guide you philosophically to make the choices and the decisions you need to make this lifetime to add to the wisdom that it is gathering. And quite often, people think, I've incarnated enough times, I'm never coming back again. Well, that's ridiculous. But what, when you're talking about your true self is that seed of the infinite that rides within the avatar of the human body. Now, every lifetime, that avatar learns through our behavior and our consciousness, our human consciousness, our lower consciousness, if you will, the consciousness that the brain contains. And it learns about life. It learns about humanity. But you have to understand that light body, that seed of the infinite, has been not only millions of times in human avatars, but other planets, other dimensions as well. So it has a wealth of knowledge that it's gathering, and when you do connect to it physically through meditation, it can guide you in many directions. It will never tell you what to do or how to do it, but it will share with you wisdom about the journey you're on. Your personality is part of that. While when your parents created you're physically, the avatar, the spark, the part of creation that came in is what gave you the breath of life, is what started your heart beating, and it brought with it your spiritual DNA from lifetimes past. I mean, it's all stored within you, and at the moment of passing, it will take the memories and wisdom and that spiritual DNA with it when it goes on to the next one. Your personality is part of it to a degree, so that while the body is no longer useful, it's kind of like buying a new car and then trading it in on another one. It's hard sometimes to realize that this is not me. This is what I'm projecting as this lifetime. But next lifetime, I could be almost anything, and so could you. But it's not a matter of remembering your true self as much as knowing your true self. Your true self is a seed of the source of all creation, and that seed will flow through time. I hope that helps. I know that's not probably what you expected, but that's what you asked.
Yeah, wow. That's pretty cool stuff. All right. Well, Deb said, thank you so much, Barbara. Miss you in CT in Connecticut.
Ah.
And then she added, My French bulldog passes out laying on her side, and we always laugh and call her the dead armadillo. So,
Oh,
no idea how we came up with that.
okay.
Now we got to the mystery.
Yeah, makes me feel better.
All right. Next up, we have Nancy. Came in from Facebook. It's the second one from Facebook tonight. It's good to see some action there. Says, hi, Barbara. Would love a reading for the rest of the year. Thank you, and much love.
Terrific. Okay. It's really tough to realize that we're so close to the end of the year. It really went fast.
I know. Way too fast.
Well, we're in October, so November is a time where it feels as though you're getting guidance from lots of different areas, spiritual areas. It feels as though there is a great deal of insight and wisdom coming your way from the higher energies, so to speak. I guess you're going to feel guided as you come into the November timeframe, and you're going to feel as though things happen just by accident and they just kind of flow, and you're going to feel almost as though things open to you without you trying. It's going to be a very exciting time. It's going to be a time when there are changes coming your way, but they feel as though they're very, very positive. And as you move into December, there's the element here of you getting more and more into the spiritual aspects of life itself. I do feel that it's going to be that the holiday season is going to be very special for you. And I do feel that you're going to be flowing in new directions. It does feel as though there's an opening of new directions for you to move into, so that you're finding new avenues of enlightenment, of research, of stretching, of moving into, so that as you get into, towards even the end of December, it's not there. You're almost excited because you can't wait for the new year to start, because of all the new things that you are now looking forward to, spreading into, expanding into, moving to, and allowing yourself to grow into as you hit the January timeframe. There's a unity of focus here, as though you're looking in new directions. I feel that there are changes coming, and it's almost like it's time for you to move into new aspects of yourself. There's new understanding here. There's new growth. There's new philosophies opening up to you. I almost feel like you're putting yourself to school in some ways, and when we put ourselves to school, that's when we really, really learn. It's not a matter of sitting in a classroom someplace, but if we are learning something because we're searching and we're researching and we're growing and we're stretching, that's the best education in the world. And I do feel that for you in the January timeframe. There'll be new foundations that you're working from in the February timeframe, almost as though you're looking to stretch and go into new areas of expertise that you carry within you. There's a sense here also of trying on new things, and if they don't fit, you don't have to go further with them. I think that the cool thing here is that in the February timeframe, you're going to be trying on a lot of new aspects of life and a lot of new approaches to life, a lot of new talents and skills. Some you're going to really take off with, and some you're going to say it was worth a try. So that it's going to be a very exciting time for you. March has new elements of yourself going through. Here's where you're taking a look at some of the elements in life that have bothered you in the past, and it feels as though you are letting go of stuff. You're kind of decluttering emotions. You're just letting go of, I was angry, but it's not worth the trouble. Or this was depressing for me, so I'm just not going there anymore. I'm gonna, turn the light on and get on with better things and more exciting things. It's a time of turning around and saying, this works, this doesn't work, and I'm going in new directions. As you hit the April timeframe, Phoenix rising, being reborn out of the ashes of the old, there's a new person here, and it's you. And I do feel there's a greater richness here. I feel you're stretching. You're allowing yourself to go beyond the boundaries you set for yourself. And it feels as though you're bringing to you new people, new exciting adventures. There's travel here. There's travel in the April and the May timeframe, possibly into June. It does feel as though you're going with groups. It's not just individual. And it feels and this can be short-term and long-term, can be both. And it does feel as though you're learning a lot about yourself and about the people that you are closest to. It feels as though as you get into the May timeframe, time to take care of yourself, time to move in new directions. Here's where I do see you looking at a course of study of some sort, of learning a modality. It feels as though it may have to do with hands and healing, or it has to do with the hands for sure. And it does feel as though you are putting yourself back to school to learn something that's important for you. And that could not be literal. It may be figuratively. Not figurative. It's not necessarily literal, but it is happening on some level. As you hit the June timeframe, you're setting things, in motion. You're putting things in order so that they will flow more easily as the year goes towards its end. It does feel as though a lot of this is done on paper and internally. It's not going to start to manifest until the August timeframe, but you're working very hard at creating an agenda to move through and to move with. As you get into the July timeframe, here's new beginnings and fresh starts. It's almost as though your year really starts in June. It doesn't really start in January. For some reason, that's interesting. You are someone who really goes June to June rather than January to January. Have no idea why, but your year starts in July, or let's put it this way, or you're looking at July as the beginning of a new phase. And as you get into August, there is definitely the crossing a threshold, moving into new understanding of yourself and the direction your spirit is taking. There's a lot of spiritual information here, a lot of spiritual work being done. August is a time where you may actually find yourself wanting to be in nature and the quiet of nature and just absorbing the energy that the earth gives out. I would say also look into earthing. There's a book called Earthing, and it feels to me as though, especially in the August timeframe, but even now, it's important for you to go barefoot on the earth because you've isolated yourself so much from the energy of the earth that you're not getting the earth energy into your body that you actually need. I have often, especially in the wintertime, I've gone into places, greenhouses, and I've asked them if I could just walk in the soil, and they let me in barefoot. What happens is you reattach yourself to the heartbeat of the earth. You re-synchronize your heartbeat to the heartbeat of the earth, and you have to do it like 20 minutes a day or so, but it makes you healthier. So do pay attention. I would say that's for everybody, but for you especially, as we get into August, it's making sure you're not so isolated from the earth. You tend to, at this point in time, you need to be more attached to the earth than you are right now. As you get into the September timeframe, here's where it's time to look at the home, take care of the home, become more connected to the environment that you're creating around yourself, and understanding that it's really important for you to create an environment within your home where there is at least a place um, where you can be quiet for yourself. It's really hard. Sometimes it's a closet, to be honest with you, to a place where you can be quiet and you can listen to yourself, because it feels to me as though you don't have time to pay attention to what's going on inside of you, because there's so much going on outside of you. And as you hit the November timeframe, October 9th timeframe next year, there's a birth of a new aspect of yourself. You have a great deal of spiritual energy here that is flowing through you, and it's new for you. And you're going to want to look for channels and places where you can put this new energy, because it's birthing a whole new aspect of you that will manifest within your reality and enable you to move into new directions that you never dreamed possible. Okie doke.
Wow, that's great. She commented as you started reading, but I'll just bring that up. So Barbara, I always love the way that you always have a spiritual emphasis on all your readings, including the mundane questions. We are all spiritual beings, but some of us are just awakening to it now. These are exciting times, and I'm so grateful for being a part of this magnificent universe.
It is.
Yeah,
It is, absolutely.
I thought you'd like that. All right, we're caught up.
We are.
We are caught up, yes.
Oh,
Maybe that's the universe helping you out, since your voice seems to be.
yes.
The allergies are getting to you, huh?
Allergies are definitely getting to me. It's really funny. It's one of those things that it's the environment gets to you, and it gets to me with my voice, nowhere else. And I went outside and picked up a package that was out there, and as a result, my voice is going. I should have known better. But it lasted till the end of people, and that's the important thing. We will be back. When's the next time we're going to do this, Gregg?
Yeah, I think we're back in 2 weeks. I don't have that other browser open, but we'll see if I can.
No, next month. I think are we doing the 1st and 3rd?
We pushed to the 16th. That's why we're doing today 2 weeks in a row. So then, we're doing the first Thursday, which is the 2nd. So we should be back November 2nd, and the 3rd, the 16th, right?
Yeah, because of Thanksgiving, we moved that. Okay, everybody.
Maybe I'm wrong. Hold on. Thursday is the 30th, the 6th. I'm sorry, the 6th, November 6th.
Okay.
And the 20th. That's the 1st and 4th.
We will be back then, and love to have any and all of you come back. We certainly look forward to having a lot of people here, and I thank everybody for being here, for your great questions. Take care now and have a great weekend.